Hello, Orinoco here. I want to show you this engine because it's a nice engine and I've just put some of it together, ready to go in the buggy. So, where I left off with this, the bell that I had didn't fit over the clutch, and the bearings I had didn't fit over the end of the crankshaft. Upon further inspection, the end of the crankshaft, I'm not going to take it off now and show you because I had to use a little bit of force to get them on, but the end of the crankshaft had been bellowed or ballooned, or whatever phrase you want to use, puffed out, as if someone had hit it with a hammer and puffed the end of it out. So what I'd done was I just got a file and I filed the end of the crank down so the bearings fitted over it and went on to the rest of the crank. I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked everywhere for a bell that would fit over that clutch. It would appear that I didn't have any, so I had to go to the local breaker's yard and I got a bell from the local breaker's yard, and it looks like it's quite a new one. It hasn't got a lot of wear on it. I was quite pleased with that. So yeah, all I've got to do is stick the bolt in the end of it. I might have to use one or two of these shims that also came with the bell, so happy days. The clutch goes on there nicely. The bearings came with the bell as well. They seem to be alright, so I haven't got to use any of my new bearings on this. So we should be able to get the engine put in the buggy, hopefully, in a minute. Let me just put the bolt in the end of that. Everything else is ready. All I've got to do is buy an air filter, but we don't need that right now. I can at least get the engine in the buggy and get it all set up. Right, here it is. So I've also got, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do something with the wheels as well. I want to give him some better wheels to what he's got there. Because these aren't going to be very good for grass and stuff, so I'm going to give him some better wheels. But let's get the engine in and then we can do other stuff. I've got to sort out this steering servo. Some people were saying it's got to go sideways. Well, that ain't going to work, is it? No, it's never going to work sideways. What's the matter with you lot? Are you all drunk or something? It's never going to work sideways. I'll work that out later on. Let's get the engine in. Oh, I shouldn't really do that up, I suppose, and that. Anyway, engine's going to go in, exhaust's going to go on. Get the bolts out the bottom of this. Oops. And then we can put the receiver in. I'll have to get a hump pack for testing it. I don't know where I've got a hump pack, there must be one somewhere. Then we can test it. But I think I'll put the engine in, fire it up. Make sure everything's all right. Oh man, this is just beautiful. Get that off of there for now. This is beautiful. This is going to come together really well. This is going to fly around the park, and he is going to be absolutely over the moon. For those of you that don't know, first of all, where the hell have you been for the past couple of months? Well, not even that, probably about a month. But if you've been under a rock, it's fine. I'll just do a quick recap. One of my subscribers sent me this buggy, and another one of my subscribers sent me the engine, because he took the engine apart, couldn't get it back together, and couldn't get it to run because he couldn't get it back together. So he sent that to me, and well, that come first, I think. And then once I got the buggy, I had an idea. I've got a family member of mine who keeps trying to dip his toe into the world of RC cars, particularly Nitro. He keeps saying, I want to do that with you. I like that idea, but he's got no mechanical brain. He's got no common sense when it comes to engines and RC, and he's very timid about it. I gave him a Savage 3.5 once, and it sat in the boot of his car because he was scared of it. And he admitted that. He said, I didn't know what to do, I'm scared of it. I couldn't get it to start. That was my mistake. I should have gently gave it to him and said, look, let's go out together. I'll start it up for you. But I didn't. Should have done that, but I didn't. It's my fault. Anyway, I had an idea. Let's build a buggy built from entirely, or as much as possible, subscriber sent or viewer sent bits and bobs. So I've cobbled together the buggy. The wheels the wheels come on this buggy, but I've got some other subscriber sent wheels I'm going to put on this because it will suit it a lot better. The engine is going to go on there. I did have to buy the engine mounts. I didn't have any around that anyone had sent me, or that I had in general, so I had to buy those. The servos sent to me by a subscriber, that's all sent. I bought that, that's mine, but I'm going to give him the receiver, the radio gear anyway. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to build it up from parts, from viewers, and give it to my friend. So now that we're all caught up and everybody knows what's going on, should I put that on? No, I'll put that on after. And everyone knows what's going on, what's actually happening. Is that the right Allen driver for that? Yes, it is. Let's get the engine in. We don't need to do anything more to this now. I've got everything I need for the engine apart from the air filter. But I can sort an air filter out, that's no problem. I've got plenty of air filters up there in the tubs. They're all the ones that I don't like, but just because I don't like them, that doesn't mean they don't do their function. And for now, that's all we need. We need them to do what they're supposed to do, which is filter air. So I'll put one of them on there. They're a bit ugly, but that's all right. Let's do these up, and then we can set our mesh. Right, there's an engine that's in there. Lovely, and it meshed really, really well. Really pleased with how that came out. Let's get the exhaust on. So we've got the manifold here. You can put the manifold like that. That's going to have to go like that. Now I need a pair of, I'm just going to go and get a pair of pliers so that we can pull that round the string. Now I've got a choice here. I've got two different springs. Both of them have got a little bit of a kink in them, but that's alright. I think we'll use the shorter one, and because I want it to be as tight as possible, because obviously we want it to have the best seal on it that we can actually get. We don't want it to be leaking if we can help it.
What do you think inside?
Yeah, what, you want it indoors?
Yeah.
Well, you have to go and speak to Mum.
No.
Right, there's a manifold. Let's stick the actual exhaust pipe itself on. There's a little cable tie there. We can cut that off. Let's put that in there. Do this little screw up. If that will be able to do up. There we go. Now let's put that on there. So now we've got an engine with a manifold and an exhaust. Fuel pipe that's a bit long, but we can, the longer the better really. Doesn't matter if it's a bit long. We want it to be, I'm going to go and get a spanner and move that needle round a bit because, oh there you go, I've moved it a bit. All I need is a spanner to do it up really. Might better do it with these even. There we go. That'll work quite well. Now let's change the wheels while we're at it. So these are the wheels. These are the wheels that came on this buggy. I'm going to give him my wheels off of my MP9, which are actually from a trophy buggy. That's what they come from. But I've had them on the MP9 because, well, they're all right wheels. But these would be much better for grass and dirt and stuff. So I'm going to put them wheels on there. think that'll suit them a lot better, and I'll just go wheelless for now. I might put them on there. Oh, hello. I might put them on there. Probably not, to be honest. Right, so I've got everything set up. I've got the brakes set up, I've got this servo in. I found 2 screws that are good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect because, well, this is not a perfect buggy, is it? The only thing is I noticed that the angle of that is a little bit funny, so all I've got to do is loosen that off. This is the only Allen key that I've got that fits this. So I've got to loosen that off. Now I should be able to move that around to a place where that's a bit better. Now I've just got to get the Allen key in there and tighten it up. And that's that done then. Right, I'm running out of time quite fast now. But I've managed to get the steering servo. Well, I've found 2 screws for it. That's perfectly fine. 2 screws on the throttle skirt servo, 2 screws on the steering. I've been looking everywhere for a horn. I found several different horns, but I wanted to get one that would work well, so I'm going to have another rummage. I'm sure I've got a better one, so I'll put a horn on it. The cables for the servos are all ran. Next time we'll put in the receiver, so we can, well, that's already bound, but we can connect it all up, make sure the servos are actually working. So I never tested them before, I just took the word that they work. And then I've got plenty of air filters up here. I'll probably put one of these ones. Oh, not that one. Probably just find one of these which is okay. Put one of them on there, and then it should be a fully working buggy then. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. The suspension does need looking at. It needs oil put in there, but let's make sure that the diffs are okay, the centre diff works alright, the engine's going to run okay. Let's give it a drive around before we go messing around with the suspension. But yeah, it's coming along well. Quite happy with it so far. Definitely looks a lot better with these wheels on it. Wouldn't have been much good with those slicks on. It would have been getting the amp in the grass. I'll tell you what, it is going to be quite funny. So really not a lot left to do now. I'm really looking forward to giving this a go, but as I was saying, I think it'll be funny because you'll see I'm going to try really hard to film when I hand over the buggy to him, but he don't like all the filming, don't like all the YouTube stuff. I think he thinks it's a bit strange, so it'll be funny to watch. But anyway, probably going to be another couple of videos building this up, and then we'll go for a test run and see what it's going to be like. I reckon that engine's going to be pretty good. I reckon the buggy's going to be pretty good. So if you want to see that, stick around, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio, you lot.